Right. So I'm going to hit the record button. And everyone, first of all, do me a favor, give this woman a round of applause for taking time out of her day to come out here and help us and learn a little bit more of the wonderful things of Real Satisfied. So, Lexi, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Robert. And thank you guys all. I know it's lunchtime for you guys, so buen provecho, bon appetit. Enjoy your lunch while you're listening in. Thank you so much for your time. Your time is very valuable, I understand, and I appreciate this opportunity to be here with you all and kind of talk about Real Satisfied and the quality service awards program that we have. Robert said it great, taking advantage of having a Real Satisfied tool on our side, right? It's part of the value proposition as being part of the brand. And, why not take advantage of it? Why not take advantage of this tool and system that'll help you grow your production, right? This is what we're all looking for, is for that growth opportunity. And I'm so happy and excited to be here today to kind of share the details of Real Satisfied, some new enhancements and features that maybe you don't know about that you should absolutely be taking advantage of. And of course, reviewing the quality service awards program. Now, with C21, as Robert said, I am the Senior Manager of Awards and Recognition. I have the privilege of being able to celebrate your milestones, to celebrate your success. And it's something truly that I'm very passionate about, and I've been with the company for 27 and a half years. So C21 has truly been my family, and I'm very passionate about what I do. Some other hats that I wear for the company, I do promote a lot of diversity programs, and one of those is especially with NAREP, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. And the reason why I bring this up is because this next slide is going to share with you some of the wealth disciplines. And I'm not going to go over all of these today because that's not the day for today, but maybe as a future opportunity, Robert, just putting a little plug in there for future opportunities. But one of the disciplines that I love talking about within these wealth disciplines is the number 2. It's being the top 10% of your profession, because being good is not good enough. And this resonates a lot with me, and I love sharing this passion about, especially with this discipline, is, what is it that we're doing to fuel ourselves to maintain on the top, to be in that top 10%, right? And I think Real Satisfied is truly one of those tools. Real Satisfied is collecting the feedback from your customers, from your sellers, your buyers, your renters, your tenants, your landlords, all the customers that you deal with in and out, throughout the year. You're getting that feedback back. And what does that feedback do? It raises your presence online, right? Your social media presence, your ratings, your testimonials. What are other customers saying about, using you as their real estate agent? And from that, we get referrals, right? This is how we grow production. And so again, I'm very passionate about Real Satisfied, also passionate about the NAREP 10, but I wanted to share this one discipline with you today. It's about being in the top 10% of your profession, and how Real Satisfied can help you with that. Now, here's a fun fact. What we did for 2023 is we took all agents that did production within the year and compared that with agents who not only did production, but also earned a quality service award. And we have found that for those agents who actually achieved the award, they did 170% more in their commission. Okay, that's more than double in their commission. Again, growth. Right? That's what we're here for. We're here to continue to grow our business, to continue to grow our production. So surveys have definitely impacted those agents who have earned that award. And, and this is what we want for you guys, for all of our system members, to be quality service award winners. And, if we think about all of the award programs that we have, quality service is that one that hopefully you don't have to explain to your customer about what it's about, right? They understand what quality service is in any industry. And so when our consumers are researching us, right, because they're looking us up on Google and whatever other metrics that they have in front of them, they're going to read those testimonials. They're going to look at your star ratings. They're going to look at your percentage ratings. They're looking at all of that. They're going to do their homework before they come and decide if they're going to pick you as their real estate service agent, right? So, it's very important. And so I kind of want to take this opportunity to give an overview about what Real Satisfied offers, and to better understand the program. So that way, hopefully after today, you guys are gonna you're gonna look at your profiles and you're gonna start getting those surveys out, because again, we want that to happen for you guys, okay? I do wanna highlight here, you know, I think you guys have a little more than 1,000 agents throughout the whole company. Four quality service pinnacle producers were in 2023. Now, I know that there's so many of you guys out there that deliver that extraordinary each day, and we want to recognize that, right? We want that quality service award there for you, not only for you as an agent, but for your offices, right? You guys have a lot of office branches. Why not make sure that you guys are standing out in your community and in your marketplace as quality service winners, right? Okay, so Real Satisfied. So we love the opportunity that Real Satisfied offers our clients, which are you guys, the opportunity to review a dashboard where you can look to see what your consumers are saying about you, right? You know, to measure where you're excelling and maybe identify areas of opportunity, right? So with anything, right, we want to make sure that we are always delivering the best of the best, because that's how we stand out, and that's how we're going to get our customers to talk about us, and that's how we're going to get referrals, and again, the continuous building of your network and building of your book of business. So I love the fact that Real Satisfied offers this dashboard where you can look at it 24/7, 365, where you can you know, evaluate and track your measurements and what your surveys are saying about you. We also love the fact that Real Satisfied is able to syndicate those testimonials onto various social media platforms. And I'll review with you that information as far as, you know, what that library of opportunity looks like with Real Satisfied now. And of course, that awards piece, right? Again, that quality service award is one of those awards that you don't have to explain to your customer what it's all about, okay? So let's dive in a little bit more. So back to the basics. Where are you accessing Real Satisfied? Where are you looking to see how you're tracking towards the award? So just kind of reeling it back a little bit, everything's available on 21 Online. You don't have to remember a separate username or a password. You know, it's all accessible through the tools and systems offered through 21 Online. So when you go onto 21 Online, you want to go to Menu, Productivity Hub, Awards and Rankings, and there's two options there that's quality service related and Real Satisfied related. The one on the left on the screen is the Quality Service Awards dashboard. That's basically serving as a visual for you to see throughout the year how you're tracking and measuring towards meeting the minimum requirements for the award. There's no action items to take onto this dashboard. Again, it's visual purposes only, okay? But what it should do is trigger for you to take an action to get into Real Satisfied. Because if you're looking at your Quality Service Awards dashboard and you're looking at all of the surveys and their statuses there, you're going to see some that are incomplete. Maybe one, it's missing information as far as like an email address. So that's going to prompt you to say, oh, let me look into Real Satisfied and let me see what those details are. So that's where you would access the actual dashboard for Real Satisfied, and that's the Real Satisfied/QSS. You click on Go to Real Satisfied, and that will take you to your dashboard where you can, you know, review your surveys, you can review your testimonials, you can take action items as far as resending emails, maybe even identifying maybe what's been bounced. You know, maybe an email address that was given at the time of closing is no longer active, and maybe they changed it. But we're going to go over those details in a little bit. What I want to do now is kind of step back a little bit again and kind of get us into that reset mode, right? To kind of refresh our memory that each and every time that we're sitting in front of a client, that again, we are delivering the extraordinary. That's our mission, right? That's what we breathe in and out every day. And if you haven't done so already, or maybe you need, I don't know, a fresh perspective, you know, as far as in customer service and in how you're delivering things, you know, one thing that I have found from agents that have successfully use this program and have been award winners consistently with quality service is they go back to the brilliant basics, right? So the brilliant basics, if you guys haven't heard it, and I know we launched this, you know, a few years back, but it's always a good thing to remember and to review. And again, to get fresh perspectives is, you know, revisiting what these brilliant basics are. So if you go to 21 Online and you go to the main homepage, in the main search box, you can type in Brilliant Basics, and it's going to take you to a page where you're going to find videos from your fellow, you know, agents in the system that talk about each and every one of these basics. And they're just basically, guidelines, right? Things that we know that, this is what our purpose is. This is what we need to deliver on, about being transparent and building that trust, about communicating. These are all, again, the things that we know, but I don't know, for some reason or another, it's really nice to hear it from somebody else and get their perspective on it to kind of like trigger us, to inspire us, or to spark some kind of new way of thinking and new way of doing things. So I definitely highly recommend that when you get some time, look up the Brilliant Basics and kind of refresh yourself on what these are and see what it does to your day to day and see if you improve on some skills. All right, so here's some fun things that Real Satisfied has most recently launched. So in 2023, they refreshed your Real Satisfied profile page. It kind of looks like a Facebook page. There's a lot of things that you can customize on your profile page to just make it you, right? Initially, all the information comes from Dash, but again, you can customize that profile page to however you like it to be. They also upgraded and redesigned your agent dashboard within Real Satisfied. Much more easier to identify different areas on the menu of what to access. So for example, if you needed to update your publishing services, there's a button that says publishing. You wanted to review your surveys, there's a button that says survey. So very easy to read and very user-friendly. They also added to their library of social media platforms as to where you can post your testimonials. They added the Instagram business page as well as LinkedIn. And I'll review in a few further slides all of the platforms opportunities that they have. But I thought that was very exciting that finally, Instagram business and LinkedIn were finally added on as part of their service. They also have something that they call encourage reviews. Now, you may have heard of this, in the past, but maybe not. And I'll review with that a little bit further on in the presentation. But, just to give you an idea is, additional areas where you can post your testimonials is on Facebook review pages, on your Google review page, as well as Zillow. We also have the survey in Spanish. I was reviewing some of your transaction information, and I see a lot of missing email addresses, especially to Hispanic surnames. They may have been your customer, and maybe you thought language was a barrier. We have it in Spanish, and so excited that we have it in Spanish because we finally are able to add on that feedback from our Hispanic consumers. They also recently added to their color options for the graphics of your testimonials within Real Satisfied, the gold color, our C21 gold color. That wasn't there before. They have added that, which I thought was fantastic. And then, of course, we also have the opportunity to add your Real Satisfied testimonials onto your Moxie sites. And I do have a QR code later on for you guys to scan and download how you can do that step by step, adding on those testimonials to your Moxie site. Some other great things that they've refreshed their versions of their survey. So when we started this relationship with Real Satisfied back in, 2015, it's almost 10 years, guys, that we've been with Real Satisfied. They started off their questions with I think it was a little bit more than 40 questions. And we did hear feedback from the system saying that's too long, Lexi, what are we doing? But you know what? We maintained a very high satisfaction rate, even with that survey being so long. Now I'm happy to say that they've even shortened it less than half of that. And you're probably saying, well, still 20 questions is still a lot. It takes less than a minute. I tried it out. I tested it out. I did it both in English and Spanish when I was working with Real Satisfied on designing this. It takes less than a minute, guys, to complete that survey, okay? And the questions that they ask are relevant to today's market. The questions that they ask are very easy to follow, especially it's going to be user-friendly for your customer to complete. And I'll share some screenshots as to what kind of questions they may have right now. But again, all the surveys are bilingual, English and Spanish. You can send it to your seller, to your buyer, to your landlord, to your tenant. All of those customers are eligible to receive a survey. Commercial transactions are now eligible. We didn't have that in the past. And the reason why is because the survey, the way it was designed originally when we first started with Real Satisfied, it was residential only. It did not contain any kind of questions that would pertain to a commercial transaction. So now that the survey has been, again, refreshed, shortened, and it's more generic, it's something that we can now send to your customers that have closed on a commercial transaction, commercial property. So very excited to see that. Encourage reviews again. I can't help but repeat myself with encouraging reviews because it's just so exciting to me. In the past, when they first launched encouraging reviews, you as an agent would have to send a separate URL link to your customer after they had completed the Real Satisfied survey. Now I'm happy to say that it's within the survey itself. There's no other link that you got to send to your customer to have them approve posting that testimonial that they've provided onto your Facebook, to your Zillow, or to your Google. So I'll have a few more screens later on that, specifically. And then from a broker perspective or from a management perspective, your dashboard is currently in the works of being refreshed as well. So again, just to kind of enhance that user experience and make it easier for you to help and support your agents. So here are all the publication places or areas that Real Satisfied is able to either syndicate directly your testimonials or provide you through the opportunity through Encourage Reviews to post those testimonials. So again, encouraging review options are Facebook Business is your Google review page, as well as Zillow. And then your testimonials are automatically syndicated once you approve it. So once the agent reviews and approves the testimonials, they automatically go to your C21.com page, to Twitter if you have that set up, to Realtor.com if you have that set up, again, within your profile, again, with Instagram Business, as well as LinkedIn. So many, many, many opportunities. And guess what, guys? It's one link, one survey for your customer to complete that will be posted and added to all of these other areas, these other platforms. So it can't get that much easier than that, right? You don't have to send anything else separately to them. So this is what your profile page now looks like. Again, as I mentioned, it kind of looks like Facebook, right? So you can customize almost anything and everything within this page. And I see a lot of, our agents use their Real Satisfied profile and they add their link onto their email signatures. They'll also add the link to their profile pages on other social media platforms and things like that. So definitely taking advantage of, this opportunity and this feature, to make it your own. Make it your own. Everything, again, is originally fed from Dash, but you could, again, customize it. You can change your picture if you want, your background picture, make it personal, so that way when your consumers are reviewing you, because, they're looking at your information, why not present your true self, right? In addition, this is also what your dashboard looks like. So if you look at the left-hand side here, as I mentioned, they made it much more user-friendly, much more easier for you to navigate through your dashboard and identify the areas that you need, right? So again, very easily identified for you to select and to review. What I do recommend now, and if you haven't done so already, or if you haven't done so in a while, review your settings. Review to see if you have your display ratings turned on. For one reason or another, it may be turned off, and you need to turn that on so that way your testimonials are fed and that way your ratings are showing and are consumer facing. You want to make sure that these toggle buttons are turned on and that they are set up exactly the way that you want them to be. As I mentioned before too, taking the time to review your dashboard, especially your survey statuses. So again, if one of your goals is to achieve the Quality Service Award at the end of the year, which I hope it's everybody's goals, you want to make sure that you're taking the time to get into this dashboard and review any action items that you need to correct, right? Again, if you have anything that's bounced or undeliverable, making sure that you're, getting the updated email address for that customer. Maybe there's missing customer details, right? So missing email address. So maybe when it closed, you didn't provide an email address to your administrators to enter into Dash, but now you have one. Let's get that updated. Let's get that survey sent out to them. So it's really taking the time to review this dashboard and make sure that everything is accurate, okay? Successful agents, again, who have used this and who are award winners, they put the time on their schedules to get into these dashboards and review the information. Maybe it's once a month, but definitely you don't want to wait till the end of the year to try to say, oh, let me get all these surveys out and let me try to get them back by the deadline. You don't want to do that. That's too much pressure, right? So if you take the time, you put it into your schedule, it could be 10 minutes, guys, 10 minutes on any day that you pick, as long as you're doing it monthly and as long as you're reviewing it, making it a good habit to get in here and review the information. It's going to help you at the end of the year. Approving a testimonial, that's definitely an action item you want to take, right? Especially if you're trying to build your social media presence and you know, so that way when you're being searched on Google, you know, the more that you feed, the more testimonials that you get, the more presence and higher you're going to be on search engines, right? So you want to make sure that you're also taking the time to review the testimonial received and approve it. Now, what I love about Real Satisfied is that every time that there is a survey status update on your survey, a notification is sent to you. So when we close the transaction in Dash, 24 hours later, it gets fed to Real Satisfied. Real Satisfied gets that information and shoots out a survey. You, the agent, are receiving a notification letting you know that seller Mary Smith of 123 Main Street has received a seller survey. Okay, you want to make sure that you provide that information to your administrator so that way they have the information when they're entering into Dash, and that way once it closes, you get that information. So you get that notification. You'll also get a notification when a survey is completed. And if it has a testimonial, it'll let you know, hey, get into Real Satisfied and review this testimonial. Now, we know that you're busy day in, day out. You have your phone. You'll probably see the notification email come through and kind of forget about it. Well, this is where scheduling the time is key to make sure that you're staying on top of this, right? So again, adding that to your calendar, you don't miss approving testimonials, you don't miss all these other service statuses that maybe you need some action item that you need to be taken care of. It'll help you throughout the year if you get into that good habit. So at the end of the year, hopefully you're successful and that you're, you know, achieving, you know, the quality service award. But what's great about this is, you know, not only do you get to review it and approve it, but then you get to share it onto different, you know, platforms. And again, based on the publishing settings that you have within your profile. But again, the way that Real Satisfied works, it's very easy to navigate, very easy to follow step-by-step instructions. And it's just very user-friendly. I can't talk more about that. But anyway, so once you approve a testimonial, you could share a graphic onto your real, you know, your other social media platforms. But did you guys also know that Brand Studio has 4 different templates for you to continue to tout those testimonials? So once you approve it into Real Satisfied, the testimonial, 24 hours later, it'll get fed to your Brand Studio. And you'll be able to select those approved testimonials and add them onto these really nice social media templates where you can go ahead and continue to share them onto your other social media platforms as well. Okay, so definitely take advantage of that. So here's the encourage review section. That's very, very important. When you are reviewing your publishing settings or your display settings, you want to make sure you review your encourage reviews area. It's automatically by default turned off. So you want to make sure you turn on those platforms that you wish to have your testimonials also posted to. So if you want, you know, Google reviews, Zillow reviews, your Facebook reviews, turn all of those individual buttons on. And once you do that, you will be again taken step by step on how to complete that piece of information. So how to configure Google+. Once you turn on that toggle button, it's going to pop up a form where you're going to go ahead and search for your business details. And again, following it step by step to configure that. Once you set that up, you don't have to do it again. You won't have to do it again. And it's the same thing, step-by-step instructions for your Facebook review. So if you turn on the Facebook page, the toggle button, it'll bring you to a form. You complete it, set it, forget it, and you're done. Same thing for Zillow. Very easy, guys, to do this. And again, taking advantage of this one survey where hopefully that raving testimonial that your customer is going to provide for you will be displayed on all of these areas, okay? Now, here's a quick little snapshot as to what the questions may look like. And this is just one screen of it, guys. But I wanted to share this sample with you because look how clearly it is for your customer to identify that it's coming from you, right? It'll have your picture, it'll have your information, and it'll show the property address that they're completing the survey for. Also, if you guys notice, it's a numeric numbering scale, right? For them to make a selection for their for each of these questions. And as you'll see, it'll go from red to like orange, yellow, and green. Again, very eye friendly, right? For them, for your consumer to understand, okay, I'm picking something green, it's going to be something good. If it's something red, it's going to be something bad, right? So again, very easy on the eyes, very easy for your customer to experience and to complete. And again, it'll take them less than a minute to complete this. Okay, so I wanted to share a very quick sample of that. I also want to share with you what the testimonial question looks like. So again, this is at the very end of the survey. They'll be given the opportunity to provide a written testimonial for you. They can choose how they want to display their name, or if they want to display their city and state, that's totally up to them. The customer is the one that is in charge here when it comes to the testimonial and how they want it displayed. Now, let's just say that the customer went ahead and put in, their written comments for you. That's wonderful. Well, guess what? Encourage reviews that I talked about, that's now included in the survey. This is their next question, okay? So this question here is only asked if the customer completed a testimonial. Okay, so I want to make sure that was clear. Now, remember I said that you would have to set up your publishing settings if you want Facebook or if you want Zillow or if you want Google. Well, depending on how you set that up, and let's just say that you set up all three of them, the customer will then be seeing this question where it tells them again, thank you for the testimonial. Do they approve? And also expanding to display that testimonial onto these other ones here. And so the customer would have to simply click on copy testimonial, then click on where they want to post the testimonial. And that again will only display what you have approved on your profile page. So if it was just Google, it'll just show Google. It's not going to show them Facebook and it's not going to show them Zillow. Okay. Again, very easy for your customer to review and to approve. And it also gives them a glimpse of what their testimonial was that they wrote. Okay, so another opportunity for them to review what they said. Can't get more simpler than that, guys. All right, so eligible transaction types are all residential, are all rentals, although, however, rentals does not automatically feed. So if you have tenant business and if you have landlord business, your office administrator would have to manually create a survey in Real Satisfied for you to get that survey out to those customers. So that's the only piece there. We'll see if we can enhance that for later on in the future with Real Satisfied. But for right now, that's the way that rentals work. But commercial, residential, those are all automatically fed from Dash once the closing goes through. So you as the agent, making sure when you're handing in over, the closing information and your customer details, making sure that you provide that email so that way you can capitalize on that feedback that's going to come back for you. I also did notice, a lot of your the business that's coming in, there's a lot of repeat investors or repeat clients, right? Or trusts. And that's great. That's fine. We want to make sure from an awards perspective, we understand that, because there may be a big volume with those repeat clients, we understand that they're not going to take the time to complete a survey for each and every transaction. Right? We understand that. What I've seen some agents do, if this fits their profile, is that they'll kind of negotiate with that repeat customer and say, hey, I know we do a lot of business this year. Would it be possible if I could ask for your time for 3 surveys? If I can get back 3 surveys from you based on our interactions or our transactions this year, that would be much appreciated. It takes as little as that to try to ask for that feedback because it's important to you. And it's wonderful that they're repeat business people, right? Because obviously they're coming to you for a reason. They like working with you. So, it's totally up to you if you want to do that. But let's just say that there's too many and maybe your investor said no, that they don't want to take the time to do that. That's fine. From an awards perspective, we don't want that to weigh down your opportunities or weigh down your scores because they're not wanting to complete that survey. So we understand that. The only thing that we ask of you is to just send us that information. You could send it to us on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, whatever frequency you like, but you have to communicate with us and let us know. We would like these survey entries to be excluded. Okay, so once you do that, once we get your email requesting this, then I will send you a template for you to fill out where I can then collect the information needed and remove it from your quality service award scores so that way it doesn't weigh down your opportunity. Okay, just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that and know that that's something that we do. from a customer's perspective, again, that communication piece is so important, and it's important that you ask that feedback and then explain why that feedback is so important to you. And hopefully that's not a conversation that you wait till the closing table. Hopefully it's something that you're seeding throughout the whole real estate experience, from the beginning all the way through the end, and just so that way that customer understands how important this survey is to you. Okay. So another way that you can inform your customer is we have these flyers that are available on 21 Online. So if you go to menu, then you go to work with clients, real satisfied / quality service, there's an area that's document area. And you can download these flyers, and they're in English and in Spanish. So you can print them out. You can include it in the closing packets. And again, it serves as a visual reminder to your client that they should be expecting a survey. It'll tell them who the sender is, what the subject line says, and things like that. So again, another visual, another easy way for your customer to try to remember, hey, I need to get this feedback back to them. So here, hopefully you guys have some phones handy. You guys can scan this QR code to download this quick step-by-step instruction flyer to show you how to add your Real Satisfied testimonials to your Moxie site. Very easy to follow instructions, guys. It's a two-sided flyer. It'll give you visuals. It'll give you step-by-step instructions on how to complete this task. And I'm going to leave this up for another second or two for you guys to do this. And actually, Robert, what I can do too is also email you this flyer in case, not everybody has the opportunity to take a quick scan. So I can send that on over to you, okay? But you can also find this on the document section that I just mentioned. So again, 21 Online, work with clients, Real Satisfied / quality service. And in the document section, you'll be able to find this particular flyer as well. All right, we're almost nearing the end, guys. So to kind of close this up, the Quality Service Awards dashboard, right? This is the area that I mentioned that serves as a visual purpose for you to kind of track and see how you're measuring towards meeting the minimum requirements for the actual Quality Service Award. So I know you guys have plenty of transactions out there. The most important thing is to get those email addresses for them, right? So just to kind of review what the requirements are for this year. So we look at all the transactions that you have reported as closed from January 1st through December 31st. And 80% of those transactions have to have a successful email address sent. 50% of them have to be returned back. And the due date for all of your 2024 surveys is on January 3rd, 2025. Okay? Then we also look at your overall score. It has to be a minimum of 90% or above. And again, we measure that from January 1st all the way through the due date for all 2024 surveys, which again is January 3rd, 2025. As an individual agent, in addition to these 3 bullets that I already covered, you have to have 8 minimum surveys. For a team, regardless of how small or big your team is, you need to have 12 returned again by January 3rd. And as an office, you need 30 of them returned by the due date. So I won't say easy, but it's doable. It's certainly something that's achievable. And we would love to see your offices, have more quality service serving agents as well as quality service offices. So with that, I hope that some of this information that I've shared today has hopefully triggered some excitement or inspiration to get those surveys out, because again, it's something that's doable, and why not take advantage of it, right? Something that you don't have to remember to do, right? You don't have to separately go into Google and specifically send the survey out to that customer that will only show on Google. Here you have an opportunity with the one Real Satisfied survey to be on multiple platforms once that testimonial is here. So definitely something that is doable. And you know what? I'm going to slap my own hand because I should have said at the beginning of this presentation that I value your feedback. I love doing these presentations and I hope that they're helpful. And the way that I track my success or areas of opportunity is by asking you guys for your feedback. So I apologize that I didn't take my own advice here. But I do hope that, you do have the opportunity to hopefully scan this QR code that will lead to a survey, because again, I'm looking for your feedback I want to make sure that the content that I deliver today, that the information I share today is relevant and that it is helpful for you. And again, I appreciate the time that you would give for that. So with that, Robert, I'm going to kick it back over to you. I can open it up for any questions. I'm not able to see chat, so I don't know if there's any information or any questions out there, but I'm open to answer any questions or listen to any comments.
Got it. So before, because a couple questions were sent over to me, Lexi, but I want to just share a couple things on this. So whenever I will tell you that whenever I'm looking for a referral agent, if I don't already know someone in the area, what I do is I go to the Century 21 offices or agents that work in those areas, and the very first thing I do is check to see who's got the most reviews, positive reviews. So I do that, and so for those of us in the company, I mean, we live in Southern California. We have a lot of people that move in and out of our area. So if they're looking for an agent or another agent with Century 21 is looking for an agent to refer them out, just the same way I do it, it's got to assume that there's other people who do the same thing. They go look at reviews. And so I think it's a really powerful thing, this getting these reviews done. So, but one of the questions that came in, Lexi, and so the question I had too, briefly go over again that with Real Satisfied, if someone gives you a bad review, you can try to reverse it, right?
Absolutely. So there's two ways that you can do that, right? First of all, definitely follow up with the customer, right? You want to find out details from that customer to say, I noticed that this was returned, what areas could I have improved? To kind of learn from them, right? Sometimes you'll find out they made a mistake and they entered a 1 instead of a 10, right? And again, even though it's color coded, people don't pay attention sometimes and they just quickly just click on anything and just let it go, right? So you might uncover that if you do follow up with them, that they made a mistake and that they are willing to redo it again. And that's great. You can redo it again. If that is the scenario, then Robert, what they have to do is, because agents by default are not able to create surveys in Real Satisfied, office administrators can, or you can send us an email at the awards department. We can create a manual survey and we send it to that person again, and they can retake the survey and redo it. Now, what happens is that once they complete it again, it will come back quarantined. So it will come back quarantined because now it's a duplicate survey. So Real Satisfied just wants to make sure with you that, what would you like to do with that second survey? And you obviously the response is you want to override or replace the original one with the new one. So we can do that. That's option one. Now, option two is, let's just say that this was truly a dissatisfied or a challenging customer, because I know there's challenging customers out there. From an awards perspective, we do allow for one low negative survey to be removed for the year per agent. So we can do that as well. Just simply send us a request to do that. Did that answer the question, Robert?
Yeah. So so an agent can't resend the survey. An agent can't resend the survey. So if you got a bad survey and you talked to the client and they made an error, or you worked it out to where they give you a better score, the agent can't go in and resend it. They have to either an office administrator, or they have to send it to the corporate email for this to be able to resend the survey.
So here, I just want to differentiate that. So resend would only be for a survey that's not completed. They can resend as many times as they like for themselves.
If it hasn't been completed.
But if it hasn't been completed, correct, they would have to contact their office administrator or the awards department, and we can manually create a new survey for that customer.
Got it. Okay. Got it. Okay, good. Other questions for Lexi about this?
I have a question, Lexi. This is Monica.
Hi, Monica.
Hi, sweetie. I want to know if we can use the past reviews and put them in the new platforms.
So the past reviews, can you just explain a little bit more about past reviews?
Yeah, from previous years. Can I put them on Google or Because before we weren't allowed to put them on Google. Until now, I see that there's a link and Zillow and all that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so completed surveys already with a testimonial that you did not force out through encouraging reviews. I don't believe so. I don't believe so, but I
Okay.
will double check that for you, Monica, and I'll send it over to Robert. Or if you want to send me an email separately, you can. I'm gonna put my email address.
I did. I scanned the QR code that you gave us, and I submitted my question there.
Oh, perfect. All right, then I will get back to you on that, Monica. That's a great question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Question. My client wrote with Chinese, and since you were talking on the class, and I tried that, and I put this post on Instagram, and actually it didn't show the wording. It's only a marks. It's a question marks. Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah. So how can we do this? Fix this one?
Okay, so that would be something for Real Satisfied. So again, Trina, if you'd like to send me an email, I'd gladly open a ticket with Real Satisfied and see if they can change or update or fix what that testimonial is appearing as.
Okay, thank you. And then the other question is, actually my client left me a good review, but she put me is a her, right? And then she put he. So should I just let it go, or do I need to? How can I change that?
Well, no, we can certainly update, and that's a very small change. I can understand how that mistake was made. Again, we have to ask Real Satisfied to make the change, so that they can update that. Now, so that should be an easy fix. I do want to though now elaborate a little bit more that if let's just say a survey was completed and the customer forgot to put in a testimonial, but they had all the intentions to do that. But now the survey is closed, they already sent it. So you have two options. We can either defer your customer to Real Satisfied directly, where the customer would have to make a request and say, can you please add this testimonial to my completed survey? Or we would have to create a new manual survey for that customer so that they can retake it and then add the testimonial there. So I just want to kind of share that too, in case you guys were wondering, you know, if there was a missed opportunity for getting a testimonial, if you can, and you certainly can.
Thank you.
Sure.
And Lexi, regarding Google, so when you link it, it goes to your the Google reviews, or that's my Google My Business page reviews?
Correct. Yes.
Got it. Okay. And then so actually, never mind. What you said earlier answered that question I had written down. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
All right. Any other questions for Lexi? All right. Look, my last parting thought is on this: is you get the opportunity to actually get an award for doing this, and I would say that's something that you could use as a value proposition to separate you from other people. It's not, oh no, I have great testimonies. Like, no, I actually have an award for how great my service is. You know, that does provide a little extra, you know, coolness, a little extra value to it. So, and it's not that hard to qualify for that award. You know, it's kills me as a company that we can't qualify because we can't get enough people to do it. But that's my own battles that I'm dealing with every day. But a lot of great stuff. So everyone, do me a favor. I know we did this at the beginning, but I really appreciate her and all that she does for me and in our company. So give her a round of applause. Really appreciate this was great information. The fact that you can just link those things now, I mean, that just makes it almost a no-brainer. Because we get, Lexi, you know this, like, well, do I get people to fill out Real Satisfied, or do I send them to my Google page? Do I send them to my Zillow? And now it's just done. Like this literally, it gets Google, Zillow, C21, like everything all in one. I mean, it's like a no-brainer.
Yeah, Absolutely, absolutely. And again, you don't have to go onto those separate sites to send those off to your customer. Why not take advantage that it's all automated through Dash? They don't really have to do anything except give you the email address for that customer, right? So yeah, very easy.
I
And
love
so
it. I love it. I
for
love it.
future, I do have one question for future issues, just so we're not bombarding our admin team. On the dashboard, there is a help button, and it's very, very generic. It just asks for your name, uh, and email address, and then and that's pre-filled in, and it leaves room for a question. Would that be the best place if I'm having an issue to open my own ticket so that I'm not, I can just do it myself?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I would encourage to visit the support section as well. To just kind of, you could type in your, some keywords as far as what your issue is. They have a very big, elaborate FAQ and answer and question kind of thing, a Q&A thing. They really do have a big library for that. And they're very responsive guys. They're 24 to 48 hours. If it's anything more than that, that's very questionable. But 24 to 48 hours, they do respond back to you. And if there's an issue with that as well, if you're not getting a response for one reason or another, please contact us. We're more than happy to help you, expedite your ticket with them.
I love it. I love it. Lexi, thank you, 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 thank you. And if
You're
I haven't said so, thank you.
You're welcome, guys. Well, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, your rest of your week. May it be blessed, and maybe we'll see each other again in the future, okay?
There we go. All right, you're the
Bye,
best. I appreciate you.
Bye.
All right, there she goes. Great. Man, that is just a no-brainer now that you can link all that stuff in there, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that's just easy. Easy. One survey. All they have to do is complete one survey and it instantly gets generated onto 5 or 6 different sites instead of trying to get people to do a multiple. Oh, wow. That was huge. All right. So go back in. So again, go to your real satisfied pages. Take a look at any closings you've had. Has the survey been sent? If it hasn't been sent, resend it. Or if it hasn't been filled out, reach out to the client. Make sure the emails are updated. I mean, you could go in there right now and in the last 12 months or however many deals, there might be 5 or 6 reviews in there just like that. So take advantage of that for sure. There's great opportunities in there. So cool. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. I know some of you were interested and some of you just wanted to do me a favor. So either way, I'm glad you're here. And hopefully you got something. I'm not stupid. Hopefully you got something out of it. So I appreciate it. All right, everybody. Look, we still got some open mic this afternoon, though. Go ahead. Eddie, you gonna say something?
I was gonna say I was doing you the favor.
Oh, thank you.
But when I opened my Real Satisfied, there was from a couple years ago, there was a survey that was missing an email address because I'd never gone into my dashboard. I just updated the email and I got another one out that that I thought was sent out, but they didn't have. They said that there was an email missing. So
Bam, just like that.
One more thing.
I just got another
Yeah,
one.
go ahead, Shaquille.
Robert, one thing, two of my closing, one in March and one in April. Both of the my buyers, they haven't received any survey requests from Real Satisfied. I sent them an email twice, but I haven't got any response from them. So it can be resent.
Go into your dashboard and just make sure that there's the client should be in there on Real Satisfied. Make sure that they have the correct email address. And you can just update the email and then hit resend and off it goes. Usually when the clients don't get the survey, that's the problem, is that there's something wrong with the email address. Because I've gone in there a number of times for our agents and resent them. So I would just go into
last year.
Yeah, I will go into your Real Satisfied dashboard and just make sure the emails are correct. Yeah. And then the next time, if you need to email Real Satisfied, or just copy me on the email, and that way I can help you follow up on it.
Thank you. already been very helpful. Thank you, Robert.
I try. I don't have a lot of pool, but whatever pool I have, I'll use it.
All right.
All right, good stuff. That was great. That was great. All right, so we got some open mic. Abir's got open mic at 1:30 and 2. She's got some just listed calls to make. She just took a listing yesterday. And then we got Adrian at 3 and 3:30, Barry at 4. I don't have anyone for open mic right now, so we got 20 minutes of open mic if anybody wants to take it. I know some of you got some listings out there. You can do some just listed calls, call some database. Boy, man, our number of participants are really dropping ever since I made that comment. So we got 20 minutes before a beer takes over at 1:30. So, I'm a big fan if somebody could do some open mic for the next 20 minutes. I'm not afraid to shame people.
You're right now.
There you go.
Grant would love to if nobody volunteers.
Yay, nobody volunteered. Go, Grant.
All right. He's jumping on.
Woo!
Hello.
Yeah, baby. It's nice having Eddie around that he just kind of pushes people around.
What's up, Abir? Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Hello. Did you leave me? That's it.
No, we're here. Are you jumping on early?
No,
Okay.
I'm not. I'm gonna finish something. I'll be there in 30
Sounds
minutes.
good. Sounds good. Grant's got your back. Don't worry.
Okay.